It's time to take a look at the biggest new game releases of the week. After a string of great weeks with many marquee releases, this week is a little bit lighter. However, there are a couple of titles that you should keep your eyes on, and in this video, we're going to take a look at the 9 biggest new game releases of the week. Let's get right into this. Metal Gear Survive. Metal Gear Survive is going to be a very interesting new game release because it's coming from Konami, and it's the first game after everything that happened with Hideo Kojima. And Metal Gear Survive really isn't even your traditional Metal Gear Solid game. It's a survival action adventure game set in an open world environment, has cooperative play, and it'll have you survive, explore the world, and complete various missions. So far from the footage we've seen, it's looked a little bit rough around the edges, but hopefully it turns out to be something okay. It is being released at a budget price point, and I know the cool thing is to hate on Konami, but if they release a quality product, they should still be credited for it, and we'll find out how Metal Gear Survive turns out, as it's coming to PS4 and Xbox One on February 20th. PC players will get their hands on it on the 21st. Age of Empires Definitive Edition. Age of Empires is one of the most iconic strategy games of all time, and now Microsoft is bringing back the Age of Empires series with the very first title, completely updated to cater towards a modern audience, and it's going to be released at a very budget price point of $20. This is celebrating the 20th anniversary of the game, so it's definitely a nice thing to do for longtime fans, and it also looks to be a very accessible experience for those looking to get into Age of Empires. Age of Empires Definitive Edition hits PC on February 20th. Pac-Man Championship Edition 2 Plus for the Switch. Pac-Man is headed its way over to the Nintendo Switch, and I wanted to mention this game because these are the types of games that the Nintendo Switch has done a great job of acquiring. These games where you can play it at home or you can take Pac-Man on the go. This is a great experience to have. Pac-Man is Pac-Man at the end of the day, but this version does have some key features, namely its visual style is a little bit different. It's got cooperative play, which is brand new and available exclusively for the Nintendo Switch, so that's pretty cool, and you'll be able to check out Pac-Man Championship Edition 2 Plus for the Nintendo Switch on February 22nd. Pass Cure. Pass Cure is one of the more interesting games being released, and no one's really talking about it. It's a dark psychological thriller that blurs the lines between dreams and reality. It touts an intense, cinematic, story-driven experience that challenges the player to use mind-bending mental abilities to survive. It's set after years of torture for a former elite soldier as he lives in a safe house with his brothers, struggling with memory loss and the effects of the experiments he was forced to endure. Again, no one is really talking about Pass Cure. It's releasing for the PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PC on February 23rd. Sword Art Online Fatal Bullet. Sword Art Online is one of the more notable Japanese IPs right now. It had a huge anime series, it had a couple of video games, and while not all of them were great, you could tell that there was some potential there, and now we have the latest game in Sword Art Online Fatal Bullet, and this takes place in the world of Gun Gale Online within the Sword Art Online universe. Gun Gale Online, as the title would suggest, centers more around guns, but of course you've got your swordplay in there as well. The gameplay in Sword Art Online Fatal Bullet looks very good, and a step above the previous Sword Art games. Now, the previous Sword Art games did have some issues, especially from a translation sense. There was just some inexcusable issues with that. Hopefully, Fatal Bullet turns out better as it's hitting PS4, Xbox One, and PC on February 23rd. Armored Warfare. Armored Warfare is a new free-to-play title hitting the PlayStation 4. It's been available on PC for a while now. The game itself is set in a modern virtual world where the player takes on the role of a mercenary employed by a private military company. It has you in PvE and PvP environments in a variety of armored vehicles, battle tanks, long-range artillery, etc. The PlayStation 4's library of free-to-play experiences has been expanding, and Armored Warfare will be another nice addition as it's going to be available for everyone on February 20th. Stellaris Apocalypse. Stellaris Apocalypse is a full expansion to Stellaris, which redefines stellar warfare for all players with a host of new offensive and defensive options. Now, of course, you are going to need the base game, but this expansion looks to add a lot of content to an already very good experience, and Stellaris has been available pretty cheap, so it shouldn't be too difficult acquiring a copy of the game. The expansion itself will be hitting PC on February 22nd.
To defend the Constitution of Man, and to further the universal rights of all sentient life. From the depths of the Pacific to the edge of the galaxy, for as long as I shall live.
Apex Construct. Apex Construct is a brand new VR title, and if you own PlayStation VR, you should definitely have this game on your radar. It has you travel to a shattered future where merciless robots prowl the world as a result of mankind's reckless experiments. It has you use a flexible weapon system revolving around a fluid bow and shield combination. Gameplay looks solid, and again, PSVR doesn't have a lot of marquee titles right now, but Apex Construct could be one to stand out. It's hitting PSVR on February 20th. And finally, The Station. The Station is a first-person sci-fi mystery set on a space station sent to study an alien civilization. You assume the role of a recon specialist. Players must unravel a mystery that will decide the fate of two civilizations. Expect a game that's filled with mystery and definitely a story-driven experience. It looks solid, and it's coming to PS4, Xbox One, and PC on February 20th.
If you are against progress in this moment, you must acknowledge that our very understandings of biology, chemistry, physics, even religion are thrown into question.
So that wraps up the 9 big new game releases this week. What do you think? Which games are you checking out this week? Let us know in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.